those people standing right there, they're all getting paid from the Iranian regime.
The protesters playing musical instruments out here are getting paid by
They're getting
Iran?
paid by sources from Iranian regime. Look at them. You
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So look, I've heard enough during this short clip so far to be. I'm just gonna come out and say it. There should be a test. We should all have to take a test in order to vote. I don't care. I don't know exactly what's gonna be on that test. Yeah, I guess some form of civics, need to be involved. It is, you're voting on your president, your congressmen and women, your senators, your representation, right? But just there could be some common sense stuff too. You should have a certain level of common sense, certain level of mental acuity to be able to vote. I'm just saying, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, right? That is suspicious. I don't know if all of us should be allowed. I don't know if all of our votes should count the same, is what I'm saying. I don't know if my vote should count the same as her vote, thinking Iran is paying those protesters across the street from her. Just saying. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trey.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Back at it with another video.
Another one.
And first and foremost, thanks to all the new subscribers. Obviously, I'm a new YouTuber, so it's helping me to grow. And so, yeah, I really appreciate all the love and support. Let's keep it going. If y'all are new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe before you leave. Today, we're going to be reacting to a video from The Daily Show. So, a disclaimer, I'm going to put the hater blockers on this because I've never reacted to a video from The Daily Show. And I don't know what the copyright rules and all this stuff, but I figured it's better be safe than sorry. With that being said, this is Jordan Klepper. He's going out and, talking to some different MAGA supporters and stuff like that. And, if y'all not familiar with the Jordan Klepper series, Finger in the Post or whatever, he goes out and he does this often, and he interacts with some people. And it usually, it's kind of, obviously I find it entertaining, but it's also in some cases a little frustrating, right? And I just want to take a quick second before we start the video to acknowledge, obviously, I'm a Democrat and I'm more progressive, liberal than most. And the other day in the comment section, somebody was like, "Hey, just go ahead and admit it. You hate all conservatives." So I just want to clear the record, right? I don't hate all conservatives. I don't agree with your take on a lot of things. If that's where, you vote and that's where you lie on your politics. I've got family that are conservatives. I work with a lot of conservative. I say it on every other video. I just don't understand that in this current climate with everything we've seen, how everything is unfolding, policies and things like that, how you could still be supporting the way this country is being run by the administration, the things that they've done policy wise and how they've gone about it. And that's where my argument comes from. That's where my disagreement comes from. That's where my view comes from. I don't hate you for having the opposite view. I just don't understand how you can support any of this stuff, to be honest with you. But that's where the conversation starts. And I hope that we get rid of, at minimum, that we get rid of all of these current individuals in this administration. And yeah, y'all just find some better candidates that I can disagree with, that aren't going to completely dismantle democracy and, target American cities and stuff like that. But whatever. Long story short, to say I don't hate you. I just disagree with you.
In the midst of an unpopular war with Iran and a heated Pope fight, President Trump dropped into a Turning Point rally in Phoenix, and he brought his creepy uncle energy. So I traveled to the Grand Canyon state to see if the crowd outside was still on board the Trump train.
What stuff has he done that you're proud of?
Everything.
Everything.
Like, America is fucking free.
Yeah.
Right now, this is the best the country's ever been.
Talk to me about the accomplishments.
Venezuela, big.
Big.
Border, big.
He originally brought gas prices down, and he's going to do that again.
So real quick, and I'm gonna stop talking after this one. Venezuela is something I think a couple of them bring up. As far as a military operation, you can't deny the fact that as far as military operations go, yes, glowing success. We got in there, got the mission done, got Maduro out. It's still something that I would argue we don't have the right to do: kidnap the president of another sovereign nation, and steal their oil and sell the oil and keep the money in offshore accounts. It's when you put it that way, it sounds insane that that's what we are doing, and we're just like, hell yeah, brother, like fuck America. I'm sorry. All right, we'll keep going.
He gets to do it twice. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Some goals have been achieved.
Yeah, some have.
Ballrooms, face on money.
Well, the
Kennedy
ballroom
Center.
is something different, and Obama put in a basketball court, so who complained about that? Nobody.
Which wing did Obama knock down to put up that basketball court?
I don't know.
Probably the East Wing.
Probably the East wing.
He goes in, gets done what he says he's gonna do, and he does what he says.
Promises made, promises kept.
Absolutely.
No new wars.
Yes. Yeah, nobody wants to go to war.
I feel sad for some of these people, because like I said, like if I was having an engagement with somebody that like all they do is talk politics and different things of that nature, I'm sure they could walk me into full disclaimer, they wouldn't be able to walk me into something like that. That's nuts. But I'm sure they could back me into a corner if I'm having a debate with them, just based on not having all the statistics readily available at my fingertips, right? With that being said, he set his own self up for what was going to be the obvious reaction, the obvious retort to that. And I feel bad for some of the people because, you know, these clips go off the chain and people are going to see you on TV and know that, like, wait a minute, that is pretty dumb, guy. Like, come on.
Nobody does. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What do you think about the war with Iran?
I don't pay attention to it, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so still, no new wars.
This particular rally was located at a mega church in the heart of God's country, and Trump's holiness was on everyone's mind.
When Trump made his acceptance speech in 2015, I swear I saw the hand of God reach out and touch Trump.
Was Trump touched sort of like this?
Recently, Trump caused a stir when he posted this AI picture.
The image appearing to depict the president as Jesus, drawing backlash from many of his own supporters, some calling it blasphemy.
I can see a lot of people being offended by Trump. Trump's not perfect.
He's not perfect. He's just literally breaking the very first commandment.
I don't think Trump thinks he's Jesus or anything like that. I think he
said he
posted
didn't
it
post it.
thinking it was a beautiful picture.
Turns out Trump also denied the Jesus comparison.
It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as the doctor.
You can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. He won't.
A beautiful picture doesn't look like Jesus. So again, this is what I'm saying. Like, not everybody's like that. Not everybody's that lady. But they're like, the people that are showing up for these rallies and stuff like that, they are those type of people. But can we just be honest? Like, why can't we just be honest? Like, if you thought it was funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know plenty of people that think Trump is hilarious and they think like they like his sense of humor and things of that nature. So because he gets a laugh out of them, that's one of the reasons why they support him. I think that's insane, but that is something that has been said to me before. Well, I can't change other people's minds, man. But for her to like say it with complete confidence that she didn't think that he was trying to portray himself as Jesus, and then him saying like, oh, the fake news, only the fake news could come up with that. it just goes to show you like the state, whatever, the state that we're in, to where we can't even be honest with one another. So how can we have these types of conversations as it relates to politics when we are not on the same plane? We're not on the level with facts and reality. And so we're never going to be able to have the conversation.
He posted it because he thought he looked like a doctor.
I
You
see
call
a
making our
healer.
country
He's
well
here
again.
to heal the sick. He's beautiful. He looks like a doctor. Look at,
Our
he's got
country's
his
been sick for a
magic.
long time.
He's got
He's
his
healing
magic
it.
hand.
Do doctors traditionally have magic hands?
Well, to you and I, they do. Do you know how to carve somebody up in the stomach and cure whatever, if they have like an intestinal ailment? Can you do that?
I'm poor with the scalpel. You're correct.
Fair enough. Point MAGA.
God, if you listen, help!
But Trump's brush with organized religion didn't end there.
POTUS versus the Pope.
I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo.
Blasting Leo for opposing America's war in Iran.
Pope needs to just stay religion. Keep politics out.
Pope should stay out of politics.
I believe so, yeah.
Should politics stay out of religion?
Yeah.
Should there be the 10 Commandments in schools?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There should be
Should there
Pledge
be-
of Allegiance in school. There should be
Prayer?
There should be prayer.
But going back to that whole thing about Pope, stay away from politics.
Politics, yes.
Politics, stay away from religion.
Yes.
10 Commandments, put it in school.
Yes.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Okay, just
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It makes me feel.
I think this whole thing about a lot of Christians, which I feel like a lot more people, I don't consider myself a Christian. I'm not an atheist and anything like that. I have a belief system, a faith system, my beliefs, but I don't believe I have to go into church, and I don't need a community, like a church community, spiritual. I don't have a spiritual need to that extent. I grew up in the church and reading the Bible and things of that nature. It's just not something I need in my life at this point. And all that to say, I feel like a lot of people like the idea of Christianity, the idea of saying that you're a Christian. Catholics don't tend to do this, but the idea of saying that you're a Christian, and you believe that, you know, we need to bring God back into schools, because a lot of people will say that and stuff like that. But all the different contradictions as you start to weigh in on a lot of different topics, societal topics, identity topics, and then, you know, it doesn't line up, is what I'm getting at. None of the, like, if you let everybody that claims that they're Christian talk for long enough, you've pulled certain things from religion that you like and just ignored a lot of the things that you dislike. And so you're left with some bastardization of Christianity, and you want everybody else to agree and live by that bastardization of Christianity, if that makes any sense.
Crazy.
So while they might not be devoted to the Establishment Clause, it was clear they remained faithful to Trump's America First policies.
How do you feel about this war with Iran?
I think if it needs to be done, it needs to be done, and Trump will get it done.
Do you think it needs to be done?
If Trump does, I do.
How do you feel about the war in Iran?
I'd say bomb the shit out of them and get it over with.
Wasn't the whole thing, though, no new wars?
It's a conflict, it's not a war.
Not a war.
It's a conflict.
Now, who says conflict? I know.
Again, see, this is the kind of thing, right? We can't even, we can't even be honest about what's actually happening. Can't even be honest that we're at war. We're bombing a country, in order to, we've already killed all of their leadership, well, a lot of their leadership, and you know, trying to do a regime change and all this different stuff. But yeah, we're still like war, conflict. We'll condone it if you found a loophole on how we can get it done.
Trump calls it a war.
Well, they say it's a conflict because a war would be you'd have to declare war.
Right.
He was not declare war.
Right, yes.
It's a conflict.
If you go illegally around it, you can have a war and call it a conflict.
Right, exactly.
I don't count this as a war.
What is
Even
it?
if you do count it,
This
it's a necessary
is-
war.
This is
Skirmish.
taking out the trash.
Have we won the war? Are we winning the war?
Yes.
Are we-
Yes.
Which one?
The Iran war.
You're confident about this war?
I'm confident, yes.
Once we win this war with Iran, where is Israel going to have us invade next?
That I can't answer. I don't know that.
But what MAGA does know is that this war is actually very close to home. In fact, Iran might be up to no good even in suburban Phoenix.
Those people standing right there, they're all getting paid
yeah.
from the Iranian
Radical.
regime.
The protesters playing musical instruments out here are getting paid by
They're getting
Iran?
paid by sources from Iranian regime. Look at them. You
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So look, I've heard enough during this short clip so far to be. I'm just gonna come out and say it. There should be a test. We should all have to take a test, in order to vote. I don't care. I don't know exactly what's gonna be on that test. Yeah, I guess some form of civics, need to be involved. It is, you're voting on your president, your congressmen and women, your senators, your representation, right? But just there could be some common sense stuff too. You should have a certain level of common sense, certain level of mental acuity to be able to vote. I'm just saying, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, right? That is suspicious. I don't know if all of us should be allowed. I don't know if all of our votes should count the same, is what I'm saying. I don't know if my vote should count the same as her vote, thinking Iran is paying those protesters across the street from her. Just saying.
have to go look at them. They do not have teeth. They don't have a right dress, on a welfare, because they don't work.
How does a toothless person get money from Iran?
They have connection.
Do they have a Venmo situation?
Yes, these toothless Iranian sleeper cells were out in full force with their comfortable hokas and tasteful sun hats. But then big news hit on the day of the rally.
The Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for business.
Strait is open as of this morning.
Who do we have to thank for that?
Well, we have to thank President Trump for that.
Yeah, Joe Biden wasn't trying to open the strait.
Exactly. He had the balls to do this.
To open the strait.
This
yeah,
is funny.
I mean, to do all this. So what other president would have done this? Nobody else before him has done it.
Biden wouldn't open the strait.
No, Biden
Obama wouldn't open the strait.
Wouldn't do it.
Clinton wouldn't open the strait.
Exactly.
All because the strait was already open until Donald Trump became
Exactly.
president.
So now,
Is that the genius that you can't open the strait unless you close the strait,
thank you.
create global pandemonium,
You're good.
raise gas prices,
Exactly.
and then open.
Now, so at this point, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if she's in on the bit because he is going in just pointing out it's not even hypocrisy. Well, no, he's just pointing out the contradiction. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's in on the bit. Yeah. Or maybe she just doesn't even realize it, just completely oblivious. Like I said, bring a test. That's what we need to do. There needs to be a policy to implement some sort of voting eligibility test.
Open the strait, and still, no one's talking about the Epstein files.
well, that is true.
Sadly, the strait was closed again
Oh, I
just a
think
few hours
she
later.
didn't
But
like that
hopefully
one.
we're
I
near the
don't think
end
she was
of
going to
this
be on board.
terrible war. I mean, conflict.
All right, so that is that is the end of that one, right? Yeah, I know. People are gonna say I hate conservatives and all that different stuff and picking on them and stuff like that. And sure, there's plenty of moments where far left liberals and stuff like that say a bunch of weirdo stuff that I disagree with, and all these different accounts and things like that will go and highlight that. So I think it's fair game to poke some fun at people who, let's face it, are are dumb. People that are dumb. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. If y'all learned something, make sure you share it with your people. Keep the information flowing. Keep the conversation going. And until next time, I'll holla at you.
They go out, so celebrity, too busy winning.